So another shooting has happened here in the US on Tuesday, April 3rd. A shooting broke out at YouTube headquarters in California where 4 people ended up being wounded. The suspect of the shooting has been identified as 39-year-old Nasim Aghdam, who lived in Southern California. Apparently she drove up to San Bruno with a 9mm pistol and she opened fire inside of the building and it went into lockdown. According to authorities, she ended up with a self-inflicting gunshot wound, some speculating she took her own life, but it's still very unclear. The 4 victims of the shooting have been transported to a hospital where they're being treated, one who is in critical condition. They have all yet to be identified. It was speculated that the guy in critical condition was the suspect's boyfriend, but it came out that none of the victims were associated with the shooter. A young woman who may have worked at YouTube was shot in the leg. A lot of employees tried to flee the building and seek shelter in the plaza there, most going to a local Carl's Jr. where their employees tried to assist the YouTube staff who were hit.
You said the woman was out here in the parking lot and she comes into Carl's Jr. where you're working, and what happened?
Okay, so I came out the bathroom and she was already in the dining room and people were taking care of her, and I was trying to find some tools to help her, and I found a bungee cord and I tied that around her leg to stop the blood flow.
She was shot in the leg. Do you know which leg?
I think it was the left leg.
High, low, like below the
part of the leg near the calf area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was she crying? Was she screaming?
She was relaxed. She was not crying, no screaming. She was just, she was scared, of course, but not in shock.
And how do you describe her? What she looked like?
She was like a young Asian lady, probably in her 20s.
Did she work at YouTube?
I really don't know, honestly.
Did she have any idea why she would be targeted?
No, I don't think she knew anything like that.
Did she say anything about that?
No. She didn't even know why.
Police officers eventually arrived, escorting employees away, trying to evacuate the area. The San Bruno police chief came forward with some information on the matter. This is what he had to say.
San Bruno police arrived on scene at 12:48 and immediately began a search for a possible shooter or suspect. Upon arrival, officers encountered numerous employees fleeing from the building. It was very chaotic, as you can imagine. We did encounter one victim with an apparent gunshot wound towards the front of the business as we arrived. Several minutes later, while conducting a search of the premises, officers located a second individual with a gunshot wound that appears to may have been self-inflicted. We are still working on confirming that. 2 additional victims were located several minutes later at an adjacent business. The extent of all of the injuries of our victims are unknown right now. They were all transported for emergency medical care, but they are all unknown. So if I missed that, we have 4 victims who have all been transported for gunshot-related injuries, and we have 1 subject who's deceased inside the building with a self-inflicted wound that at this time we believe to be the shooter, but we're still following up on that.
So the alleged shooter, Nasim Aghdam, an Iranian-born woman who lived in San Diego, was a YouTuber who ran a few small channels. I believe her most popular was at 11,000 subscribers. Before all this happened, she made random videos like workout videos, music videos that were in pretty low production. She made a video talking about YouTube's filters and demonetizing her channel.
I'm being discriminated and filtered on YouTube, and I'm not the only one. So recently, they also attacked my Persian channel, Nasim Sabs. And if you go and check my videos, you see that my new videos hardly get views, and my old videos that used to get many views stopped getting views. So this is because I'm being filtered. And another thing, they age restricted my ab workout video, a video that has nothing bad in it, nothing sensual. Why they did that? Because it's got famous and was getting many views. So they age restricted that video to keep it from getting views. I contacted support team and they also said the same thing. There are some inappropriate things in your video. Videos like many singers like Nicki Minaj, Miley, and many others have sensual scenes, so inappropriate for children to watch, don't get age restricted. But my videos, my workout video, gets age restricted.
She also has openly complained on her website about YouTube's current state. This has many people thinking that this might be the primary motive. When hearing about this story, I was hoping it wasn't over that, but that seems to be the reason, over demonetization and censorship. I don't care how bad YouTube gets, they can completely shut down everyone's channels for all I care, but the minute you go and harm others to try and take lives of people who simply work there over that, you've gone way too far and are clearly not well in the head. I don't think I even need to state this, but what she did was obviously horrible and I condemn it wholeheartedly. Some have tried to justify this action because of YouTube's recent behavior towards creators, and honestly, there's no justifying what this lady did. Does the website have its problems? Yeah, it does, but I can also separate that from what's happening here. I feel sorry for these people. I feel bad for them because they had to go through this traumatic event. No one deserves that, let alone people who just work for YouTube, so fuck anyone who tries to go, well, they should have seen this coming, or serves them right for how they've been running the site. That's not okay. Come on, let's not go there. While I get her frustration with certain videos being demonetized, not earning money for certain videos, that doesn't make her actions valid. Not only that, but of course this recent shooting is being used in the great gun debate, which I'm not touching with this because too many people use stories like these to push their agenda on either side. I don't want to do that, especially when we should be more concerned with the well-being of the victims right now as opposed to this endless argument that always gets us nowhere. This could have ended a lot worse. We're lucky it didn't. There were only 4 victims, 3 of which were taken in for gun-related injuries. Again, San Bruno Police Chief Ed Barberini clarifies this in his address.
What I want to do is give you a quick update from where we were last time and tell you what we know and where we're at. So just to clarify, when we talked about the number of victims before, we did transport 4 victims to the hospital for treatment. 3 of those victims had suffered injuries as a result of gunshot wounds. The 4th victim was transported for an injury suffered that was not the result of a gunshot wound, but I believe it was an ankle injury suffered trying to get away or flee the scene. So I just want to make that point clear as I can, so everybody knows. We're kind of in the process of transitioning our work now. It's transitioned more from a tactical or active fluid situation to more of a static investigative effort, and we are going to be out here for some time. I can't tell you there's no immediate threat to the community. I'd like to thank all of our partners and allied agencies. It was truly a collaborative effort. As you can imagine, this is a large endeavor and requires a large response, and it went very well, and we're grateful to those folks. We're also grateful to the folks at YouTube. All of their employees responded to this in an exceptional manner and provided support not only to us but to their employees. So that's kind of where we're at. We are transitioning. We anticipate being out here through the night as part of our investigative effort. I don't anticipate having additional information prior to sometime tomorrow based on the methodical steps we have to take to process the scene and go through the investigation. So that's pretty much all I have for you right now.
It's been said that Ogden's family filed a report saying that she went missing before the time of the incident, and police even found her in her car before the shooting, but at the time couldn't really do anything about it, not knowing what her intentions were. So this story is kind of crazy. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Clearly this woman went overboard, went to an extreme over this. Her YouTube channel was obviously shut down and can't be seen anymore, which, yeah, no shit, I would hope so. This is just a weird feeling personally. I don't know how to exactly feel about this. I at least hope that the people who were harmed make speedy recoveries. I wish them and their families the best. It's just odd knowing that a very small YouTuber felt that cheated out of what they were doing and that they did this. It's just unsettling. This person is unsettling. It just sucks that this happened, but again, I want to know what you guys think. What are your thoughts on the situation? Please comment down below if you want. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. I always appreciate it, and as usual, I'll see you guys later in my next video.